And this is everything that happens.
You okay?
I'm very good, thank you.
Can I help you with anything?
No, could you identify yourself first, please?
Yeah, I'm a police officer. I've got my warrant card with me. How is it I can help you today?
I didn't ask for any help. And your collar number, please.
It's my shoulder number.
Shoulder.
It's 1968 November Echo.
Thank you very much.
What is it you're doing today?
I'm filming.
Pardon?
I'm filming.
Any reason what for?
Yep, just to see how well that the police actually interact with local people.
Alright. Are you from around here? Are you from this area?
There's no point in fishing to whether or not I'm from round here or not.
I was just asking.
It should make no difference whether or not I was or I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
It's just something that...
We see a calm but calculated opening where the auditor sets the tone immediately. He's polite, composed, but clearly in control, asking for identification and establishing purpose. The officer approaches casually, but you can already feel the shift as the auditor reveals his testing police interaction. It's subtle, but powerful. This isn't random filming, it's intentional pressure, and the stage is perfectly set for what's coming next.
You're filming a police station. There's no need for you to be filming a police station.
Okay.
I'm going to search you.
Hang on. Well, first of all, let's just actually clarify this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're going to use section 43, okay, don't just quote me a number, quote me the specific part of section 43 before you even attempt to do anything. Okay, because under section 43, I have the legal right to actually film a police station. I'm breaking no laws. Okay, a detective sergeant has only just been out here. Okay, so think very carefully before you even attempt to use section 43. Because if you go to use section 43, okay, I will sue you.
Sue me for what?
Okay, for an unlawful detainment. Okay.
Why is it unlawful?
Because it is perfectly lawful, exactly what I'm doing, filming the police station. You've asked me what I'm doing, I've given you a reason, okay?
You just
Now
said
it
you're
states that,
filming the police
yeah,
station.
and if you look under the section 43, okay, it is perfectly lawful for me to film a police station, okay, and section 43 cannot be used in the line of filming. I'm here to audit the actual police station, and if you care to actually look, because you're a public service, okay, and I'm a member of the public, okay, and I'm entitled to do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, that's why I'm saying to you, you need to think very carefully now, and if you're going to use section 43, if you're going to use section 43, make sure that you quote me the correct legislation from 43.
You feel the need to come out here and start filming the police station.
Well, what gives you the right to abuse my rights?
How am I abusing your rights?
Because you're going to try and use the Terrorism Act.
I haven't
okay?
even done anything yet.
Well, you said you're going to search me.
Okay, but I haven't done anything yet, have I?
That's only because I'm challenging you.
No, I'm asking you a question and you can't give me an answer.
I don't need to...
The moment the officer mentions a search, the entire dynamic flips. The auditor doesn't hesitate. He challenges her authority, demands proper use of section 43, and makes it crystal clear he knows the law. Every response is sharp, calculated, and confident. You can literally feel the officer losing ground as her initial control slips away. This is where knowledge becomes power, and the balance starts tilting hard in the auditor's favour.
Through to your control room, they sent him out.
No one called us.
He's only come out, literally, he only just left me just as I walked this way. Okay. So that's why I said, think very carefully with what you're about to do.
He say?
He knows I'm perfectly well within my lawful rights to do what I'm doing.
What do he look like? I'll go and see if I can find him quickly.
In plain clothes, a little bit taller than me, a little bit chubby, shortish hair.
Suit?
Yeah.
Alright, 2 seconds.
Okay, it looked like a dark blue suit.
And you said he was a DS, yeah?
Detective Sergeant, yep, he came from upstairs, over in that far corner, is where he came from. So that's why I said, think very carefully.
I don't think very carefully.
No, you do. You can't just use the section 43, okay, and abuse that power. That's why section 44 got removed, because of officers like you, that tried to
Officers
abuse.
like me,
Yeah,
you've never met me
you've
before.
gone to use.
Officers like me.
Yeah, that's why
Officers like
the
me.
first thing you
Mate,
actually went to
there's
do
no
was
need
take
to
your
be
gloves
silly.
out and
There's no
actually
need
try
to
and
be
abuse
silly.
my rights.
I'm not abusing your
Yeah,
rights.
you did by trying
not
to say you're going to
abusing your rights.
search me. What gives you the right to think that you can do that?
But how am I abusing your rights?
Okay, to even suggest that. You're absolutely a disgrace, you are.
I'm a disgrace.
Yes, you are.
It's a bit extreme.
No, you're a disgrace to
Why
even
am I a
suggest
disgrace?
that. Okay?
Why am I a disgrace?
For somebody doing something lawful, you think that you can search him.
I'm asking you why you've come down
You think
here.
you... It makes no difference. I don't even have to answer you.
Okay, let's stand
Okay.
in silence. Well, fine by me.
But to even suggest that you're going to search me, okay? Honestly, you...
The confrontation escalates beyond just law into personal territory. The auditor calls out what he sees as abuse of power, and his tone becomes more aggressive, more direct. The officer tries to hold her ground, but the pressure keeps building. This isn't just a disagreement anymore. It's a full-on clash of authority versus awareness. The tension peaks here, and you can see the cracks forming in the officer's position.
And you need to look under section 3.5.5, okay? And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be doing the job. Okay, and that's why I said make sure that you quote the correct part of section 43 if you're going to actually try and use that. Just make sure you try and use that. Okay, and as I said, then I will take out a case against you.
No worries, no problem.
Alright? You're an absolute embarrassment, and you wonder why people actually decide to do something like this. It's because of what you try and do to members of the public for doing something completely lawful. Okay, there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. Okay, the DS that came down here, okay, really lovely guy, had a nice chat with him.
Okay.
Right, understood everything that was being done. Okay, and to come out with that straight away, you're a joke. You're an absolute joke.
You alright?
They're all good.
I've just spoke to someone who spoke to you. I don't think it's DS from the sounds of it, but I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I think what he said, did you say to him about obviously you weren't happy about the lack of police officers or something like that, was it?
Yeah, it's called an audit.
Yeah, fair enough. Long and short of it, like you said, he's obviously said you can record. The more people we see you and see it, obviously with everything going on, terrorism is obviously very high, you can be searched under it. Obviously it's our powers to use. I know you're going to say the legislation's not great, it's not, or we shouldn't be using it, whatever.
Well, no, it'd be an unlawful detainment is what it will be.
What we would say though is, obviously with what's happening in the world and obviously terrorism acts and stuff like that, we would probably, if we wanted, we can search under it, we'd think there's enough. I think what the guy upstairs said to you is, obviously you can film, obviously the longer you stay here, the more people are probably going to stop you and think this looks a bit suspicious. Is that kind of what he said to you?
Okay, just remember, suspicion number one isn't a crime.
No,
okay?
I didn't say it was. I just said, is that what he said to you? That if you hang around here, it's going to...
No, he didn't tell me that if I hang around here.
So what obviously what I'm saying is obviously if loads of police officers keep seeing someone film a police building, they would probably search you under the Terrorism Act because they would see it as suspicious that you've been spoken to now by 2 officers and they've said to you, like, obviously you can film
The energy changes as another officer steps in, attempting to regain control and calm the situation. But the auditor doesn't back down. He continues referencing policies and rights with precision. The new officer takes a softer approach, but the underlying tension is still there. It's a strategic pivot from confrontation to explanation, yet the auditor still holds the upper hand in knowledge and confidence.
That's not my fault though.
No, I'm not saying that.
But as I did tell you, it literally only just left me.
Yeah, but
I walked from here to there.
But I don't know that.
And that was when you came out, okay? But maybe what you should do is, instead of actually going to try and go straight in for and saying about a search, okay? Maybe the actual facts should actually be put forward first. You can't go off of what you don't know, but what you do know.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is the difference.
Out here,
yes.
filming a police building.
Yes, and what's wrong with that? There is no law and no crime that I've committed.
But to us, it's suspicious. You
yeah, but just remember, suspicion is not a crime. And if you actually go by what the actual memo was that got sent out to all police stations, okay, to do with auditors, and I told you that that's what I was doing, okay, that we are to be left alone, okay, and to be able to actually film, okay, and it is on the actual actual website itself to say that any member of the public has the right to film a police station, police staff, police vehicles, and so on, okay, and not have section 43 used, and that is on your own website.
Okay, but we can use that to search.
And it will be unlawful.
It's not unlawful.
Yes, it is unlawful.
No, it's not unlawful.
Yes, it is unlawful. Okay, you have to have reasonable suspicion, okay, and just because you suspect, that is not reasonable grounds for that search, okay. So you need to actually clarify, and you need to actually go back and look at how to use section 43 in the correct manner.
No worries, mate, I will do.
Okay.
So we'll leave you to it, but obviously, like I said, if more colleagues come, and obviously after we've obviously it's been on the radio now because my colleagues put it up that someone filming, the next officers might search you and it'll be down to their pals. All right? I know you disagree with it, but if that's what they decide to do, then that's what they decide to do. And if you're not happy about it, then obviously you have to put a complaint in about obviously that person. Okay?
Yeah. Can I say thank you very much for actually taking the time to actually go up and actually find out for me.
Yes,
it was most
There's quite a few people up there, so it does take a while to find.
Yeah. No.
Unfortunately, they've not got numbers or shoulders numbers.
No,
so.
it was most appreciated.
Obviously, going forward, I know obviously you might want to record or whatever, but you probably will get challenged again.
And that's fine. I welcome any interaction.
We get a full breakdown of law versus interpretation. The officer tries to justify potential searches based on suspicion, but the auditor shuts it down, firmly reminding that suspicion alone is not a crime. He brings up official guidance, policies, and rights with clarity, leaving very little room for argument. This part is a masterclass in standing your ground, and by the end, you can see the officer easing off.
That's why I've made sure that I haven't gone anywhere near the actual reception. And when
they also do sit under here as well.
Okay.
And they probably won't go upstairs, but they can go upstairs.
Yeah, well, nobody's been there, okay? If I sort of think that somebody is, okay, or somebody actually said that they were, then I would blow their actual face out. So that's not a problem.
Fair enough. That's the only thing I would ask.
Okay, no, that won't be any...
Like I said, the next officer might actually just turn around and say, like, you've been spoken to twice, you're getting searched. Fair enough? I know you might disagree with it, but that's probably what will probably happen.
Yeah, but then I will wait and see when I engage with the next officer.
But all I'm just saying to you is probably what would happen next. Obviously, because we've had interactions now with you, 3 of us. Obviously, we've spoken to you, and that's that. Okay?
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
No worries.
No worries. Thank you, sir.
Have a lovely evening.
What was I doing?
Everything settles, but not without a final twist. The officer disengages, the tension fades, and it seems like it's over, until the auditor spots her using a phone with the engine running. The irony hits hard. After all that pressure on him, the spotlight flips right back onto her. It's the perfect ending, clean, ironic, and memorable. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.